My name is Matt.
I'm Danica.
And I'm Emily. The problem that we would like to help solve or start to help solve would be the forest fires that cause widespread destruction. This is a huge issue right now because they start all the time and can lead to massive community destruction and can hurt a lot of people. So we want to be able to detect it through the mini demo that we have set up.
You might have heard on the news that forest fires have caused widespread destruction throughout the entire world. So you might have heard about the California wildfires, which totaled in $400 billion worth of damage in 2018. In addition, 25,000 structures, including homes, businesses, etc., were destroyed during those fires as well. And in addition, the most recent widespread fire right now is the Australia wildfires, and multiple animals are now extinct due to this fire, and unfortunately the koala is now functionally extinct.
And so for this demo, we're basically going to be giving you a rundown of how our project works and how we're going to be able to detect wildfires before they become that community destroying catastrophe. So this is the infrastructure part of our code. This file is going to spin up all of the resources that we have for this project, the 3 EC2 instances, and the Kinesis stream. So when I click enter here, I am given two options where I can either build the resources or I can clean them up, otherwise delete them. So now, since we're at the beginning, I'm going to build them now. So as you can see here, it says we are building the Kinesis stream, and it's also building the EC2 master instance. So at this point now, we have reached the point in the code where it's going to SCP over the put data and the get data to the master EC2 instance. So I am going to enter the yes prompt, which now has successfully sent the files over. And now when we go over to the Telos B side, we're going to now be collecting the data, and I'm going to be holding a lighter over it to simulate the higher temperatures. Okay, so now what's basically happening is that we have a Java command that is redirecting the printing to the serial port to std out in a file called stats4.txt. We also have another file, a Python file, which parses the information and send it to another file. And we see here that at this point the data has been collected, and I'm going to acknowledge another SCP to send that file over to the master EC2 instance. And we see that that has successfully worked as well. Terminal of the master EC2 instance. We are in the var www.html directory, which is Apache's default web server directory. And as we can see, we have all the files. And if we go ahead and cat the data.txt file, we see that at first it was at 24, the temperature, and as I was holding the lighter over it, it steadily increased and then eventually jumped up to 30, as we can see there. So what I'm going to do now is, for this master EC2 instance, I'm going to set up a listener that's going to listen for ICMP packets that are coming in. I'm going to use a program called TCP dump, listening on the ETH0 interface, and I'm going to let that run. I need to specify the interface. And now it is listening for ICMP packets that are going to be coming in. And these ICMP packets that are going to be coming in, it's going to be from a program called Ping. Ping sends out ICMP packets. So now simultaneously we have the IP addresses for the producer and the consumer. So I'm now going to SSH into the producer EC2 instance. Okay, you see we logged in, and I'm going to now SSH into the consumer EC2 instance. As we can see here, all the files are there automatically from our original infrastructure code. So now at this point we can list those files, and I am going to now cat the data file that the producer grabbed from the master EC2 instance, and we can see that the data is unchanged. So now what I'm going to do is reset up that listener real quick and run these files. So I'm going to run the put data from the producer, which is going to parse that data file that we originally got from the TLSP and put it into Kinesis. And this is going to take about, there's like a little bit of like sleep that's involved. And then I'm going to set up this over here. So now that has successfully completed, I'm going to run the get data. And as we can see on this end here, it detected a forest fire when the conditions were right through our formula, and it says that we sent a ping. Is that true? We actually sent a ping? It is true. We sent out a request, and we received back a reply, and that's the reply that we see over here. This is sending out a ping is a proof of concept. This just shows that whenever the conditions are right for a forest fire, we're able to communicate with any other resource on the internet.